Chapter 6 Rafting in the Ganges. Before we begin, adventure sports are an extreme form of sporting activities that involves a high degree of risk. These activities involve speed, height, physical exercise, and specialized equipment and gear. Motorcycle racing, river rafting, windsurfing, water skiing, parasailing, etc. are some examples of adventure sports. Read the chapter to find out how the narrator and his friends perform an adventure sport and how they react to it. The narrator and his friends Shekhar and Nikhil meet up and decide to go river rafting in the rapids at Rishikesh. Shekhar and Nikhil were spending a few days in Devprayag. I was in the Garhwal region for some work, so three of us decided to meet up at Rishikesh. We checked into a tented rafting camp. Located on a beach by the Ganges, it is the perfect place to relax and an ideal spot for river rafting as well. Shekhar and I were very excited about the idea of rafting, but Nikhil was petrified as he did not know swimming. I am sure he was deeply regretting his declaration over dinner on the first evening at camp. In a show of momentary bravado, he had announced that river rafting was a piece of cake and that he would conquer the rapids easily. The next morning, he found himself on a bright blue raft with a paddle in hand, listening to the river guide Rizwan shout out commands like easy forward, right back and get down. Nikhil froze in fear as the raft sped fast towards the wall. The wall is the scariest amongst the other rapids on the Ganges between Devprayag to Rishikesh. The rapid is both revered and feared because there is no fixed procedure or path through the wall. Its strength and the pattern of the currents change every day, sometimes several times during the day. The wall got its name from the fact that going past it is like trying to go through a wall of water. Rafters have to be extremely careful while navigating the wall. 5 times out of 10, rafts flip while attempting this rapid. As our raft neared the wall, Nikhil started praying, hoping that it would save him from this icy, frothing mess that he had allowed himself to be foolishly led into. By then, the noise created by the rapid was so loud that Rizwan had to call out his commands at the top of his voice. Nikhil's panic increased as he realized that this little rubber raft may not be able to handle the dangerous wall. Shekhar and I were the first row of paddlers, he on the right and I on the left. Nikhil was the part of the second row and was sitting right behind me. I glanced back and saw his eyes widen with anxiety. I looked ahead. The wall emerged large. The waves were over 7 feet high, and the huge holes were being created as the river leaped high in the air and then crashed back down. Nikhil tightened the grip on his paddle to prepare himself for battle as the raft was suddenly pulled towards the rapid. We tackled the first wave successfully, but everything went awry at the second wave. The huge wave came charging in diagonally and flicked the raft over as casually as you would flick a bug off your forearm. Nikhil's eyes went even wider as he saw me 3 feet in the air above him. He tried to grab the guy lines of the raft, but he couldn't find them, and a moment later went face first into the cold green waters of the Ganges. In the first moment of hitting water, Nikhil must have swallowed enough water to fill a bathtub. As I went up to the surface, I tried looking for him. The raft was upside down and Shekhar emerged from under it. I was still in the rapid and the waves were breaking over me, but thankfully all of us were on the other side of the wall. In the safety briefing, Rizwan had reassured us that the life jacket would prevent any paddler from drowning. And as if keeping that thought in mind, Nikhil broke the surface of the water, frantically waving his arms and taking in deep gulps of air. Villagers on the cliffs by the river mistook his panic-stricken gestures for signs of friendliness and waved back enthusiastically. To this, Nikhil replied with some choice phrases which I pretended not to hear. Finally, he calmed down and went into the white water position. Relieved that he was fine, I looked around me. The raft was still upside down and Rizwan was trying to turn it the right way up. The two safety kayakers were making sure that all of us were safe. The two rafts which were behind us took on the wall as well. One made it and the other was flipped over. Soon there were two rafts floating upside down in the water and 12 of us floating downstream. The safety kayakers got everyone into their respective rafts. Back in the safety of the raft, Nikhil realized a series of loud belches, letting out the air that he had swallowed along with water. The belches echoed up and down the river valley like the cries of a lonely leopard. After 20 minutes and two more rapids, which now seemed like the mild ripples of a calm sea, we pulled up in front of our camp. Nikhil looked disturbed, but as we sat by the river, sipping the hot tea that the staff had kept ready for us, his mind had already started giving heroic shape to the wall episode. For months after that, he milked the incident for all it's worth. The last time I heard him recount it, the incident featured his being chased by crocodiles that had attacked the raft and flipped it over.